Hello, hi. Thank you very much for your film that I watched in Udine. I was in Udine Paris Film Festival, and
Oh,
yeah. Okay, so a question for you, Mr. Yao. Okay, so We Are Nothing at All initially present itself like one of your big disaster thrillers, but then gradually reveals a much more intimate and socially driven story. Were you intentionally playing with the audience expectation, and what drew to this particular story?
in fact, this movie looks like a crime thriller. I would see this as an audience-friendly approach, and actually, I want from this movie is to reflect or manifest some social issues and those people who are marginalized in the society. So I won't say that, and it's also impossible for a movie to have any answer about any social issues. What I hoped from this movie is that to let people see uh, what are ignored in our society or in the world that we are living in.
Okay. Okay, shall I have a question for Mr. Patrick Tam?
Yeah.
Okay, so your character Lang is someone that it looks it seems detached on the surface, but he's got his own wounds and insecurity. And what interested you most about him, and how did you approach portraying such attention in the character?
Yeah, my approach is I think Long Sir is a very sick and tired of the politics and system, and he has a lot of experience of his life, and he's he that's why he after retired and recruit him again, come back to work, and he feels so he was more a little bit relaxed than before. Yeah, yeah. He something like he passed through something and came back to his job. Yeah, and this is the difference. Yeah.
Okay. And okay, so now a question for Anson Bean. Okay, your character is under constant pressure, emotional and financial, during the film. And how did you prepare yourself to portray a person with so many frustration and vulnerability at the same time? And what was the most difficult things in portraying this character?
Okay. I'd say it's quite a coincidence because at that time I was also going through a tough time in my life due to like I got a leg injury and some music problems, so I couldn't be who I want to be. So I used those emotions to portray gay. And yeah, but for bits that I'm not familiar with, like I try to do more research through watching movies. And I remember back then I actually sent Director Herman a lot of messages. I was like, how do you think I should act this part? How do you think I should portray this part? Is Ike gonna smoke like this or smoke like that? You know, I sent a lot of WhatsApp messages, and I really gotta thank Director Herman for like replying to those messages one by one in detail, and it helped a lot. And I feel like the most challenging bit would be maybe working on my physique because when I first got the role, I was pretty muscular, but Ike, according to the script, he shouldn't have time to work out. He should be spending most of his time drawing or working at the bar. So I gotta starve myself for 5 days, eat for one day, and then starve for 5 days again. And so I had like 3, 4 cycles of that. And I feel like that's the toughest part. And maybe also for the acting because there's like a pretty long monologue part. So that's super challenging for me. And I gotta thank my acting coach Hanks as well that we dealt with that part. And and also the love scenes. I gotta thank Dr. Herman for being so clear about like guiding us throughout the process, so we don't need to freestyle. Like throughout the whole bed scene, we just he told me to like, oh, you put your hand here, kiss here, and when you put your hand down, he's gonna pull it back out. So it was like very clear. So it's a very safe environment, and it's very, very cool. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, for Mr. Yao, I read that you finance and produce much of the film yourself. And was it difficult to secure support for such a project in today's Hong Kong film industry? And did this independence change something in your approach with filmmaking?
I think since I've been in the industry for 40 years, and I would say that I will have a very good understanding what the market is. So when I decided to self-finance this project, I looked the risk in the commercial sense or in business. So I know and understand very much what I did, and from day one I know what I shall do. So so just hope for the best, and of course from day one I expected the worst.
Okay. For Mr. Tam, okay, the film tone is very subdued compared to many Hong Kong crime dramas. And did this restraint affect the way that you approach your performance?
我相信首先係個電影個角色本身俾到嗰個設計先啦。呢個人佢唔係一啲粗粗魯魯啊，或者佢係一啲好外放型嘅人啦。佢係都係一個 well educated 嘅人啦。咁所以佢相對地，我相信佢係一個好冷靜嘅人去處事嘅。然後我又一直都相信追求一路追求演戲係要越嚟越放輕啲嘅。咁好多謝導演俾到呢一個角色，我有機會可以去適合去用呢種方式去做咯。咁同埋亦都喺開工之前同導演食過一餐飯，咁導演同我傾過商量過一種俾到一個好正確嘅方向然後我去探索。咁所以就係而家大家見到嗰個比較 relax 嘅 acting 係啦，唔該晒。
Okay, thank you. And ANSONBEAN, okay, We Are Nothing at All deals with themes that are still a bit sensitive in Hong Kong mainstream cinema, like particularly sexuality and social marginalization. For you, did taking this role feel a bit risky or challenging for you in any way?
Well, I don't think it's that risky because it's mainly because that strong feeling I felt when I first read the script. Because as I mentioned before, I was on a break, and then when I first saw the script, there are tons of bits that's really relatable, and it really got me crying throughout the whole reading. So it was a pretty mind-blowing experience just to feel that strong emotion through reading the script. So at that point, I was already like very sure that I have to take this role because I feel like the message behind it and the purpose of this movie way surpasses all those risks that I was about to have, you know? So I feel like as long as the audience can have a takeaway that they gotta love, care, and have more empathy, and then, you know, like, and spread love to more people around them, that's already very meaningful to me. And that drive really just, it's too strong. I can't resist the script. I really gotta thank Dr. Herman Yau. It's too good.
Okay, and
for the ones that's going through tough times, I just hope when they saw this movie, like this movie can give them power. Yeah, that's the the strongest drive that got me to do this role. All the preparation, everything was for that, you know, to make people feel less alone.
Okay, and so Mr. Yao, casting pop idols like Anson Kong and ANSONBEAN as a central couple was a bold decision. What convinced you that they were the right for this role, the right people for this role?
To be honest, most of the decision came from a hunch, and of course, it's not other than that hunch. I found some clips from the internet, Anson Kong and also ANSONBEAN, and saw their performances in their past work. To be honest, one more time, I don't think at that time, I don't think from those clips they act very well. But I can see their potential. They can be great artists one day in future. And their performances in this movie, to me, I'm really satisfied with the outcome, how they deliver the characters, and after they acted, well, I should say that what the audience see from the screen now, I think they add much more to the characters that originally written on the script. And on the other hand, I think the Hong Kong film industry needs more newcomers. And with We Are Nothing at All, this movie, I need two young characters that, of course, to be delivered by young actors. And I think on one hand, I want to make a Hong Kong movie, a good one, and on the other hand, I want to let the newcomers more chance to perform or to experience how the industry really is.
Okay. And talking about this, the Hong Kong cinema in recent years has moved a lot towards more socially conscious storytelling. And do you feel that this reflects a broader change in the city itself?
I think yes, but on the other hand, we still have to consider about, because making a movie is a very expensive process. And when the new directors or new filmmakers, they make so-called realistic or from a realistic approach to reflect the society that we are living in nowadays, I think the budget considerations is also an important reason why in the past few years those new directors, they make so-called realistic approach, social issue, whatever we describe it. Because when you make an action film or a period film, no matter the props, the costumes, and also the setting, all these cost money.
For Mr. Tam.
Yeah.
So We Are Nothing at All becomes a bit less about the investigation and more about understanding the human despair. Did that change your perception of the character while filming, or you were aware from the beginning, or your perception changed through the film?
我覺得係首先呢個好難得有一個演員即係能夠喺演員生涯裏邊遇到呢一個角色啊，因為即係好特別。 如果因為呢個角色可以有兩面啦，咁佢係啦，因為佢 pansexual 嗰個設定啦，咁而令到我可以有一個比較溫柔嘅演出。咁呢個溫柔嘅演出係要好小心拿捏嘅。咁而我會喺呢一方面去做一啲好好嘅平衡啦，盡量去得好咯。而又唔好喺未揭穿我真正pansexual 之前，就唔可以去太過 expose 出嚟俾人知道咗先咯。咁呢方面係我自己喺現場係樣嘢都要好，即係每一個行徑反應都要好小心處理啦。咁當然導演亦都幫咗我好大嘅忙。
Okay, thank you. And Anson Bean. The relationship at the center of the film feels very natural and believable. How did you and Anson Kong work together to build this chemistry on screen?
I remember me and AK had a dinner with Director Herman a few weeks before the filming, so we get to discuss about their relationships and how they work. And on set, I feel like AK is like a big brother to me. He takes care of me, and like we also spend time jamming. Like, he created a very chill atmosphere so that we could like act with no judgment and we could just do it right away. So yeah, we had some decisions like how he is gonna hold my hand like this, like small details like how I'm like, for example, the birthday scene, like how am I gonna be more aggressive in love because I have more experience. So I'll be the one that's like, oh, let's take more photos, like yeah, those little dynamics. I feel like, yeah, I really gotta thank him for creating this chill atmosphere so that we could jam on the spot. And also for the love scene, yeah, I gotta thank Dr. Herman for making it, like giving clear guidances and advices so that we could just do it right away and style. Like a lot of things are already well designed so that we could just focus on the delivery.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Yam. Yeah, we talked earlier about the change in Hong Kong storytelling, and do you feel the audiences today respond differently to socially engaged films like yours?
Yes, because I think the people nowadays are so diversified and very to a very high degree of this diversified ideas. So when a movie touches on issue that cannot be easily defined or described or discussed, filmmakers have to think a lot more than before. And of course, we cannot exhaust all the interpretations that the movie is going to deliver. And but still, as a director, I would try to hold tight the so-called sense making, how the movie is making meaning sensible, or making sense of the characters on screen, and the things and the environment they go through on screen. So now I think that one of the difficulties of making movies is how to make sense of a movie that can be understood by, if not all, by most of the audience.
Okay, and we we talk about Hong Kong, and the film is very rooted in Hong Kong realities, but you also feel very universal. Was it important for you that also the audience outside Hong Kong could recognize themselves in Faye and Ike's frustrations and the story?
If I have a great hope about this movie, We Are Nothing at All, I hope that no matter what the audience see on screen, is just a point of intervention. And if, of course, the context of this story is Hong Kong, and I hope that the audience outside Hong Kong can see that Hong Kong is just a point of intervention that the director, that's me, to intervene about the social issues. When I'm saying like this, I'm saying that some issues that we can see in We Are Nothing at All is not unique to Hong Kong. Of course, there's still some things that's very unique to Hong Kong. Audience outside Hong Kong may not have a full understanding or recognition about some parts, but the movie as a whole, I think it can manifest the reality. That's the reality to me, to the audience, and then that reality can also be shared, or the audience outside Hong Kong, they can have empathy on what they can see on screen.
Okay, and my last question to close: if audiences could take away one feeling from your movie, what would you want it to be? One idea, one feeling, one message.
I'd say it's hope. Stay hopeful and believe that every single one of us have the power to make the world a better place. Every single word we say, every single action we do, we could actually change the world around us. So yeah, love more, care more, and have more empathy, and try to stand in other people's shoes so we can all live in a better world.
Okay.
保持關心別人啦，同埋唔好隨波逐流去相信一啲未證實嘅事情咯。同埋我相信呢部戲係用一個反面嘅教材去話俾大家聽，我哋要珍惜身邊人，同埋我哋要做我哋身邊愛嘅人嘅 angel。
Thank you.
To me, don't be indifferent to other people's problem, because sooner or later, or after all, you will be part of it.
Okay, so thank you, and I think that's it. Happy with it. Thank you very much. Thank you for talking with me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.